What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and this morning we're going to be talking about some massive discoveries and updates in DMZ, all new rewards, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also be sure to drop some support over at Detonated's Twitter and also over on Detonated's website. Got plenty of articles and live coverage going up in regards to the launch Season 4 and even more content that is on the way for Call of Duty. But with that being said, also leave your thoughts down below in the comments as to how you're enjoying DMZ so far here in Season 4. Are you guys enjoying the new faction missions, the new forward operating base, and that series of challenges, a part of that? And also, what are your thoughts on all the new rewards you can also unlock as a part of the factions? I have a separate video coming out for you guys in the next few days talking about every single new faction mission and reward that you can actually get here in Season 4. I usually make this video at least once a season, so be on the lookout for that one in the next couple of days. But as of a couple of days ago, Raven did put out the following tweets in regards to some minor updates for DMZ/Warzone 2. First off, some loot and items from Battle Royale were inadvertently appearing in DMZ, including the counter UAV. The correct loot should now appear in DMZ, and we've removed the counter UAV. This change affects weapons and ground loot since the launch of Season 4, and again, the counter UAV was just never a streak that was in DMZ, but was actually functioning pretty well when people out there were looting it in matches of DMZ, so maybe they'll consider bringing it back in the future, but maybe they won't. I think it was really weird to see a new kill streak being looted, people out there talking about it, and then all of a sudden, within like a couple of days, it just got removed completely from that game mode. But they also fixed an issue incorrectly tracking progress in tiles in the co-op menu after completing a raid episode, and they also disabled the play again in Vandal Resurgence Solo since that was a bit broken, and they're also adjusting contract appearance rates in Vandal DMZ exclusively. But as you guys probably noticed upon the launch of Season 4, new types of bags and containers are present in all of our environments, whether it's Al Mazrah, Sheikah, Vandal, Building 21, Koshai Complex. You'll see different types of things you can actually loot out of now, which just makes the game feel pretty fresh. It's just a fresh coat of paint over DMZ and really does live up to the hype of DMZ getting updates every single season. I mean, every season we're getting major updates to the point where DMZ feels like an entirely new game, which I'm totally in love with, and I hope to see lots of updates of that nature for future iterations of Zombies and the next iteration of DMZ, hopefully in another Modern Warfare game. Absolutely love to see things like this. But you've also probably noticed 2-plate special vest appearing all around DMZ now, 2-plate comms vest, 2-plate stealth vest, a 2-plate medic vest, and that's great for those out there that don't have the necessary items to go ahead and use the barter system to craft these special vests. These vests obviously got added back during Season 3 and really spice up the gameplay quite a bit. I enjoy coming across these vests every now and again or crafting them if I can, but what I think this is setting up is something later down the line where they end up adding in these 2-plate special vests into some type of bundle system. And what I think they'll probably do is say, you know what, it's too much to ever add in a 3-plate vest or better inside of a bundle, so let's at least do 2-plate vests. They've done that already with regular 2-plates, but I wouldn't be surprised if a future bundle in Season 4 Reloaded or even Season 5 ends up coming with extra DMZ benefits, such as a 2-plate medic vest or something along those lines. I think that's probably in the pipeline, if I had to take a guess. That's not in the pipeline for the bundles we know are coming thus far in Season 4, but probably is something that they're setting that foundation for right now for future bundles later down the line. And like I said before, those quote-unquote pay-to-win bundles that people out there are upset about are going to continue to be released if the ones that have already released keep selling well. And ironically, they've added all the DMZ benefits into bundles that were going to sell well regardless, so I have no doubt in my mind they're going to keep doing things like this in the future. I'm not going to go off on a huge tangent in this video since we have so many other things to talk about, but like I mentioned briefly on the podcast and other videos, you know what, when it comes to quote-unquote pay to win, it's all subjective. I personally don't think that it's going to help you win the game. I think it's a big boost for people out there that don't have much time to play DMZ, to regain, or just to play COD in general. So it's for those people that have limited time to play DMZ and want to feel like they're somewhat up to par with what other players are playing like in the game. You could say that's catering to casuals, but that's the majority of the player base anyway, so I completely understand why they exist, even if I don't want them to exist inside of the game itself. It doesn't change up the way I experience DMZ or my gameplay at all, and as long as they don't add in items that you actually can't find easily in the environment or items don't exist for free, then I think we're fine. But as long as they keep the DMZ benefits to things that don't really affect gameplay all that much, we'll be fine moving forward. I just don't see a self-revive or a UAV or even a faster cooldown rate affecting how I'm going to go into a match and hopefully dominate the lobby and get my contracts done, but it's all subjective like I said. But regardless of what you think of that, they've also added in what is called a diamond drill into Koshai Complex, and this can be found over in the Alpha Cluster section of the map itself. So if you guys out there are familiar with going ahead and getting the weapon cases or crafting the special blueprint in Koshai Complex, you'll know exactly what I'm doing here in this gameplay. So what you want to do is go over to the Alpha Cluster section of the map, and upon going through all the hoops and hurdles to get into this area, and once you actually find the code necessary to then input into the secret door, again, you have to pick up the R4D detector towards the middle of Koshai Complex, in which you need the NVGs to actually navigate through that environment, go through that shed, find the R4D detector. Once you have that detector and you go over to the Alpha Cluster section, and again, you have to then find jumper cables and a car battery to get into this section. Once you go through all of that, you then have to go into this room and, as per usual, look at what the 3 symbols are right by this door using the R4D detector. Then look at the blackboards in this room. There's quite a few, and you have to find each of those symbols on the blackboards. There's only 3 symbols, but if you look closely on each of the blackboards, you'll see one of the symbols pointing towards a number. That's the number that correlates with that symbol. So once you find all 3 numbers, you want to put that in the order that you found them in symbol-wise onto this keypad, and the door will open. Inside, like I covered in a previous video, you'll see one part for that special blueprint you can build here in Koshai Complex, a bunch of other good loot, and this time they've now added in an electric drill, or excuse me, a diamond electric drill right here on the table. You want to pick that up. Now you want to go over to the factory admin section of Koshai Complex, and you guys are probably familiar with this already if you guys play a lot of DMZ during Season 3 Reloaded. You got to find a factory admin key located towards the middle of Koshai Complex. That's the power plant area, again, where you have to use NVGs to kind of navigate your way through. Find a factory admin key, go into factory admin, go through all the hoops and hurdles of the sentry guns, the AI, and all the other difficult challenges, and once you make it past this specific room, you're going to go in and kill the rhinoceros boss. You want to then go find the sniper, kill him as well, and then once you go up to that door where the weapon case will be located, you'll notice that right outside that room, there will be a very special safe sitting in the corner in which you can only drill using that diamond drill you just found in the Alpha Cluster. So a bit of a lengthy type of quest here in Koshai Complex. They just added in here with Season 4, but once you get into the safe, it'll have one of each of the new vests they added in during Season 3. You'll find a comms vest, a stealth vest, a medic vest. No tempered, sadly, but this is a cool regain opportunity if you guys are fans of Koshai Complex and have a good squad that can manage to get this done. It's a bit of a lengthy process, especially when dealing with real players, or maybe running out of time and not finding your jumper cables or your car battery quickly enough to get into the Alpha Cluster. This could be quite difficult, and like I said, it could be lengthy depending on your RNG, but if you guys manage to find all the resources and tools necessary to get into these areas of Koshai, you can manage to get regain pretty damn quick and get each of these special vests for your entire team. Now, I'm totally a fan of them adding in new bosses, challenges, rewards, and other secrets on older DMZ maps. Gives you a reason to go back and play older maps even when new ones are out. Totally on board with this. Hopefully DMZ gets even more surprises in some future seasons before the end of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. But amongst other updates here in Season 4, I'm a huge fan of the wallet system. Now, in order to unlock the wallet, as you guys are probably aware, you have to reach level 2 with your Black Mouse faction, of course by earning faction reputation. You gain faction reputation by doing a lot of the faction missions here in the game. What you want to do then after hitting level 2 is extract with $100,000 in cash. Can obviously be done in multiple games. So once you extract with about $100,000 total in cash, the wallet will then unlock, and after that point forward, every time you extract with money, you can then save that money at the main menu and choose how much you want to bring into your next match. You're capped at $100,000 to start, but upon doing other passive challenges a part of Season 4 and that are part of the forward operating base, you can then go ahead and increase how much your wallet can actually hold to a point where you can hold $250,000 if anything. So you'll be playing Powerball when hopping into future matches of DMZ. So again, there's lots of replayability and extra layers of challenge here in DMZ now, giving you more to do and even more opportunities to regain without having to worry about playing Building 21 or having a bunch of secret keys to access certain rooms on certain maps to get your 3 plates back, or your special vest, or your durable gas mask. You can just take a bunch of money into your next match of DMZ, go straight to a buy station, buy exactly what you need, and exfil immediately. You can do that with all your active duty operator slots and be set from there. So for those out there, they get frustrated with DMZ because they feel like they can't regain fast enough or don't have much time to play, you obviously have those bundles that you might consider that offer DMZ benefits if you guys want that extra UAV or spawning in with a medium backpack or a 2-plate vest. But then you also have the ability to just earn money and just go in and buy what you want if you just store that money at the menu and bring it into your next match, kind of invalidating the whole argument argument that DMZ is ruined because of bundles. There's so many more ways to regain now that the bundles don't even matter all that much, at least in my opinion. But with that, amongst one of the biggest updates that I haven't seen too many folks talk about here with DMZ Season 4, I saw a couple of tweets about this, but not many, is the fact that a new disguise system has been added into the game, allowing you to blend in with the different types of AI that you'll see across our different exclusion zones. So if you manage to find this disguise in random loot containers around your environment, you'll be able to blend in with Shadow Company AI, Alcatala, or security forces, depending on what map you're actually playing. Now, the AI will not attack you unless you provoke them, and this disguise can break if you are shot at. You will have a percent meter on your disguise like you would with the gas mask, except you can only lose the disguise by being shot at, either by real players or again by AI that you end up provoking. But this is cool for those out there that get frustrated when maybe they don't have the best loot in the world to go up against tier 3 AI and they just want to get past a certain area by walking through AI. You don't have to get in a gunfight at all. Wear that disguise and you might blend right in. Now for those out there that were looking at the leaked images many months ago of Shadow Company or Milsim-like looks for operator skins, it looks like that was actually referencing the disguise system. Now, there is a possibility to end up selling these kind of skins via bundles in the future, and that would be kind of crazy if a bundle came with a disguise DMZ effect. I think that would be pretty crazy to see. That, if anything, could be argued is more quote-unquote pay to win than a UAV or gas mask or a self-revive. But as of right now, this is the only way to play as that Shadow Company iconic look that you guys are probably looking for, is I find the disguise around your random environments. But I absolutely love when they do market and explain lots of cool new features in DMZ or any game mode, but then also save a bunch of surprises for us hardcore fans of the community to go ahead and discover on day 1 or even, let's say, day 5 of a new season launch. This didn't get solved right away or found right away, and I'm glad that it didn't, because it's cool to come across things that we just had no idea actually existed or were coming to the game. So this is a nice change of pace for people out there that are pretty frustrated with the AI across DMZ. And as a reminder too, with the health change here in Season 4 for all of Warzone 2.0, obviously increasing it from 100 to 150, this also made the AI harder to account for the health buff on us regular players. So this disguise can really come in clutch with dealing with that buff that the AI now has. But also another update for Koshai Complex. For those out there that found it frustrating, you have to go all the way into Factory Admin to then see what the shopkeeper actually wants for you to then trade him the items to then unlock the secure buy station. They've now added in notes around some of the beginning areas of Koshai Complex, some of the earlier areas you go to, so that you know early on what items the shopkeeper is looking for that you can then bring him to unlock the secure buy station, allowing you to then go ahead and get some pretty exclusive loot from the station itself, whether it's that rare gun screen, whether it's some other expensive loot, whatever the case is with that. But I also think that it would be cool if you only had to unlock the secure buy station one time, then it was unlocked forever for you if you're the host in that match. But I get why they want to also keep a layer of challenge to that as well, hence why I think it makes even more sense to at least give players a chance to know what they need to bring into Factory Admin by leaving those notes all around in the environment before you have to get all the way to the Factory Admin to then trade the items to the shopkeeper. But last and certainly not least, speaking of that rare gun screen in Koshai Complex, a major update that I wish would have been live many months ago is the fact that in order to craft a Bunker 11 keycard inside of Building 21, which you then have to take into Koshai Complex to trade for that gun screen, you can now actually trade in any condition colored keycard for that Bunker 11 one. Before, you had to take in pristine condition colored keycards to trade in for the Bunker 11 card, and that was nearly impossible as I've rarely ever come across pristine condition keycards. If anybody out there actually had pristine condition cards, it was cool that they were going ahead and trying to dupe those cards to other players in the community so that we can just kind of spread the love across everybody so that we can all get our hands on some Bunker 11 cards. It was hard to come across pristine condition blues, reds, even greens. I've seen a few blacks here and there across people's videos, but very rarely that I see anybody out there have pristine condition color cards. Now you can just get one of each color no matter what condition and trade that immediately for a Bunker 11, which I think is completely fair, since it's also kind of hard to come across every color unless you put in some work. So I think this is a great quality of life change to also make that rare gun screen even more accessible. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the massive discoveries and updates here in DMZ Season 4? How are you feeling about our brand new rewards and everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.